Young ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again. Good evening to all of you. Once again, you are welcome here on the Evade the Consciences platform. In international news, Volodymyr Zelensky is overwhelmed by the scale of events in Ukraine. And according to consistent information currently being produced by intelligence services, everything suggests that the strike they carried out in Russia hurt Vladimir Putin so much that Russia is preparing a response targeting the military installations of the countries involved, notably the United Kingdom and Germany. There is certain information proving that these nations have contributed in one way or another. Even though the investigation opened by Russia showed that it was not, the United Kingdom was not involved, and that everything was coordinated from Ukraine, but there are still very significant clues proving that these other nations were involved. So we are heading toward the escalation of the conflict, the globalization of the issue. And that is why Volodymyr Zelensky wants to protect his allies. He does not want the fate that befell Ukraine, the destiny of Ukraine, to strike the allied nations as well. That is why Zelensky just spoke out. He just made a statement that I find very ridiculous. But while Zelensky is trying to justify himself, France is changing its approach and is fully committing to the ongoing provocation of Russia. So the situation is getting more complicated. The current international geopolitical climate is truly boiling over. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video conference, these are the two news topics we are going to discuss. There you have it. But before we continue, as usual, thank you for sharing the video conference. Share it as much as possible. But above all, what I really like, give it lots of likes. Give it lots of likes and leave plenty of comments. I see your comments. Some of you dared. That's already a win. But you just need to put something in the comments. And don't forget, show our page to your friends so they can subscribe. The more of us there are, the stronger our voice becomes. Let's dive deep, ladies and gentlemen. What is Volodymyr Zelensky saying? Zelensky says that Ukraine only used domestic drones during Operation Spiderweb. That means, if he says Ukraine only used domestic drones, it means Ukraine did not use any foreign drones. However, according to the results of the thorough investigation conducted by the Russian intelligence service and an investigative committee since when it happened, Russia set up an investigative committee. They investigated, they took the drones, they examined them. They saw that these were foreign drones that were used by Russia or by Ukraine, I almost said. Now, in the official Russian nuclear doctrine, it is clearly stated that if a foreign nation or government supplies weapons or military equipment to Ukraine, and those weapons are then used to strike or attack Russian soil, the foreign nation will, according to the doctrine, receive a harsh and severe response from Russia. And so Zelensky is justifying himself. Tell me, he does have a reason to justify himself. It's frightening. It's even more frightening. Russia has shifted into second gear. This is only the second gear. We're not at third gear yet. He wants to spare the others. Yet, he himself was the one who truly wanted and felt the need to involve other states in this matter. Now, he wants to save them. Let's go. He says the Ukrainian Security Service, the SBU, used exclusively domestically produced drones and did not deploy any equipment from Allied stockpiles during its recent attack on Russian bombers. This is what Volodymyr Zelensky stated during an interview published on June 7, 2025 by ABC News. So he knows they have foreign stock, the Allied stock, but he says they didn't touch it. They didn't take anything. They only sent domestically produced drones. That means all the credit goes to Ukraine. It's not Ukraine's credit that he is. It's not Ukraine's credit. There you go. It's not Ukraine's credit that he's defending or demonstrating. Zelensky is trying to protect the allies. It's simple, that's it. He's trying to protect his allies. So that's what he's doing. He says, I was absolutely determined to use only what we produce and to make sure the separation is very clear. But how would this separation be clear? Russia has already finished conducting the investigations. And the results of the investigation show that these are foreign drones. So these foreign countries are condemned. Russia has already decided their fate. Their destiny is already sealed. So that was from the first side. At first. Secondly, France, which never changes its mind. And France, which had promised a lot of drones to Ukraine, now says that from now on, French drones will be produced in Ukraine. So when they are produced in Ukraine, it will be considered domestic production. Instead of being produced in France and then sent to Ukraine, when it's produced in France, sent to Ukraine, and Ukraine launches it, that draws the wrath of the Lord of the Kremlin. So another method is needed, produce them in Ukraine, but they will still be French drones with the French brand. So it amounts to the same thing. Emmanuel Macron is just beating the air. It's like swinging a machete in water. It's all talk and it serves no purpose. So that's the French Minister of Defense, Sébastien Lecornu. Sébastien Lecornu, when I say his name, I think of his director, Naked. He announced a new partnership to launch drone production lines in Ukraine. According to Mr. Lecornu, just call him the Honor Major French car manufacturer, will collaborate with a French defense company to set up the facilities. So they will go and set up the facilities in Ukraine, and then production will get underway. But he did not specify what type of drones are involved. He stated that some drones will be supplied to the Ukrainian Defense Forces, while others will be used by the French Army for tactical and operational training. So they will be producing on Ukrainian soil. Some will be given to Ukraine as a gift, and the rest will be sent back to France. But why not build a factory in France? In any case, ladies and gentlemen, the situation is becoming very complicated. Here are the top international news stories. Thank you for sharing as much as possible. I'll be back with more news shortly. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.